In today's tutorial, let's learn how to do one of the blocks for the 4 blocks of the baby sampler Afghan. That's coming up right after this. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the baby sampler Afghan. This is one of 4 videos in order to complete that Afghan. There are 4 different types of blocks and each one have some unique stitching that is really quite amazing. So I don't say that this is a hard Afghan, but you will definitely learn some new stitches. So within today's tutorial you're going to learn one of the blocks that you see here, and then there's 3 other tutorials. In order to find them really quickly, you can always come on the crochetcrowd.com, enter the baby sampler Afghan into the actual search engine, and then all 4 of these videos will be in one article so that you can quickly scan through. So without further ado, let's start one of the blocks now. Each one of the blocks that we have for the sampler, there's only 12 blocks in total, so there's only 4 different types of blocks, so therefore you'll need to do 3 of each block in order to complete the configuration that you see. The color choices that you're seeing here are just completely optional. Again, you can make it customized to suit whoever it's going to be gifted to. The Afghan calls for Caron Simply Soft. Now you'll notice that the Caron Simply Soft, the drape is very beautiful on these and the luster is great. It's a premium acrylic and so it turns out really quite fabulous. Today's tutorial I'm going to be using Bernat Super Value in order to show you, because that's what I'm choosing to use. Of course you just have to make sure that the hook complements the yarn, and you'll need a size 6mm size J crochet hook today. Now today's instructions, they are not provided in crochet diagram format, so they're only in written words, and that's why there's a tutorial today. And basically you don't see a lot of instructions because there's a lot of repeat stuff going on within these blocks, and so all you just need to do is pay attention to the amount of rows that you're doing. Okay, so the finals is a round, and basically it's the border that goes around each one of the squares, so you need to really carefully pay attention to the row numbers, because I don't believe, if I remember, I did these a while back, not all the rows are the exact same height. And the reason for that is that not all the stitches are the same height. So basically you just gotta continue to watch for these rows, and then the final has a round that is on each one of them, and it makes for a beautiful border. This is block number 4 of the 4 blocks for the baby sampler Afghan, and this one I thought I was gonna hurt myself actually trying to figure it out. It actually took me 2 hours to figure it out from the pattern, and that's because I was misreading the instructions, and it looks like it has beautiful cascading waves. It is really quite amazing. So head on like so. You can really see the patterning. It's really kind of neat, but it's really it's a matter how you read this pattern in order to make this work, and it's actually very simple. You just have to wrap your brain about how to do it. So let's begin to do that next. So let's get you started. Remember, size 6mm size J crochet hook today, Caron Simply Soft. On camera I'm using Bernat Super Value. So let's start off with the slip knot and let's follow these instructions, and this is block number 4. So let's begin, and it says to chain 44. Remember the slip knot never counts as 1. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5. Now please go all the way to 44, and I'll meet you back here in just a moment. I have my 44 now on, and simply for row number 1 go to the second chain from the hook, so 1 and 2, turn it over, get the back loop only, and insert into the hook and just single crochet as normal. So, and do that. Once you do the first one, the chain will stay turned upside down, and then you can see all the back loops are very easy to access. So just single crochet all the way across for row number 1. In the next part of this tutorial, in the next row, we're gonna start doing the fancy footwork in order to do it. And actually I almost hurt myself. I almost hurt my brain doing this one, because this one really kind of stressed me out. And the reason for it is that I was really having trouble visualizing how the cascading look was looking, and because of that I was really quite confused. So basically we're gonna start off with the chaining of 3, etc., and we're gonna be coming up, so chaining of 3 counts as a double crochet. We are going to skip over to the 4th, so we're gonna skip over 3 chains here, and then we're going to put in 3 double crochets this way. We're then going to chain 3, and then we're gonna come back across, and what we're going to do is that when we do this double crochet, we're gonna just skip 1 and go 1 back like so, and we're gonna go completely around this post, and I'm gonna show you how to do that, and you'll do that 3 times. Once you have that done, you're going to come back here, skip the next one and double crochet. Okay, so the repeat pattern basically is just you're always gonna skip over the 3 to skip over 3, go into the 4th, do your 3, chain your 3, come back. Okay, so basically you have these that are empty in the middle in order to keep the look going. It's really easy, it's just a matter of visualizing it. And let's begin to do that part next. Let's begin row number 2, and I just gave you a synopsis on what we're gonna be doing within this particular one today. So we're going to start chaining a 3, and that counts as a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. Now pay attention here. Here we go. So we're going to skip over 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Go to the 4th and you're gonna double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Once you have these 3 done, you're going to chain 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So now we're gonna come back and we're gonna skip the first one and come to the second one over. So basically you have 3 that you skipped, you're coming into the middle one of the 3, and when you go to do this, this is really unusual. You are not gonna come in front of this thing, you are gonna go all the way around these posts. That's what makes those jump out. So when you go to wrap your hook and double crochet into here, let's see how it's done. So you go right into the stitch. Do you see how this string is going over top of this section? That's what you want. Okay, that's what I was really confused about. And we're gonna bring our hook and we're gonna grab the yarn from the other side of that and pull it through. And I give it a bit of slack so it's not too tight, and then I double crochet as normal. And we wanna do that for a total of 3 times. So what you're doing here is that this double crochet here is encasing itself around this group of 3. And that's what you're seeing going on in this entire block. That's why you have a really thick section there, and you do that total 3 times. Okay, so now you're gonna skip the next one and go to the second one over and double crochet, and I'm gonna show you how to do this again. Okay, so you can see here this double crochet is encasing the other one, so you have these beautiful lines that you can see going right over top. So let's repeat this pattern again. You're gonna skip the next 3, go to the 4th, and you're going to double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Once you get that done, chain 3 first. 1, 2, and 3. You're gonna come back. You got 3 that are empty. You're gonna come to the middle one and you're going to double crochet. So insert your hook, let this yarn come in front of this group of 3 here, grab it, the yarn, pull it through, and double crochet as normal. So 1, and do that for a total of 3 times. And I'm gonna show you again, so don't worry. You're gonna skip the next one available to you and then double crochet into the next. Do you see that? So I've never seen anything like that done in crochet up until this pattern, and that's what I was really confused about because I had never seen it before. Let's repeat one more time. So you're gonna skip over 3, go to the 4th, and double crochet 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. You're now gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Come back. You got 3 empty ones. Go to the middle one, and you're going to double crochet, leaving that string in front. Bring it from the back. So 1, 2, and 3. Continue to do that same pattern going all the way across, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. And as you get a little more easier going with your stitches, you'll notice that it will start to relax. Like I'm more tighter up here because I was kinda scared of it. But you can see I'm getting more and more relaxed with it because I'm getting more and more comfortable with it. So let's continue that same pattern going all the way across, and I'll meet you on the other side. When you get all the way to the end, the last stitch is just a double crochet. So it's just like the fans are going all the way across. Okay, and it's pretty easy. So just double crochet right into the final, and let's move up to the next row of the instructions. Let's begin row number 3 and let's turn our work. So we're going to do these stitch work again, but this time they're gonna be in the middle sections of in between. Okay, that's what keeps this pattern really quite interesting. Let's start off by chaining 3 as per the instructions, and the repeat rows are 3 and 4. So this is number 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and it says 3 double crochets into the first double crochet. So right into the first one we're gonna put 3 more double crochets in. So 1, 2 and 3, just like so. It says single crochet in the next chain 3 space. So we're gonna single crochet right into the top of the next chain 3 space, just like this. And this is where it's gonna get really quite interesting. So you can read in the instructions, it says skip the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and basically it'll take you to this section over here. So you see the single crochet that's in, or the middle double crochet that's there. Your crisscross that you're going to do like you saw here is gonna be in this stitch and this stitch, where it's totally gonna skip over that middle one. So let's begin. We're going to double crochet, so you can either count it over, okay, so you can either count it over or just look for the middle one and just go for the next one over and double crochet 3 times. So 1, 2 and 3. Don't forget you need to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then this time you want to come back to this and go for this stitch on this side. So you're totally skipping over that middle double crochet. So we're gonna go right over top of everything just like you already had before. This will go across and you want to double crochet 3 times. So 1, 2 and 3, just like that. And now you're just gonna single crochet into this chain, next chain 3 space that you see there. So let's repeat this pattern again. So just you can count your stitches over if you wish. Okay, it says you have to skip 4. Okay, but if you just look for it, look for that middle one, go to the second one over and just double crochet 3 times into that one. So sorry, that was 1, 2 and 3. Okay, chain 3 and then just come back and go to the second one back over. See that? Isn't that neat? Makes a lot of sense. You have some really nice tight stitch working here, just like there. And now you're going to single crochet into the top of the chain 3. So do that same thing all the way and you can see that these splashes are now happening in between the other ones that were happening over there. I'll meet you at the end of the row and show you how to finish this row, and this is row number 3. When you get all the way across, you've got the single crochet into the chain 3 space. The final in the turning chain will be 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so that finishes off that round, row. That's row number 3, and now we're gonna begin row number 4, which is the repeat pattern. So 3 and 4 are the repeat pattern. This is what it looks like so far. So let's turn our work and go for row number 4, which is part of the repeat pattern. So row number 4, we want to start off by chaining 3. So 1, 2 and 3, and it says skip the next 4 stitches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and this is just like I explained to you how to do it in the middle here. This is exactly what's happening in the middle over here. So this single crochet that we did, that is a kind of our center point, so we want to play on this side of the center point and this side of the center point, and we want to skip that middle. So we're going to immediately skip over the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're gonna go into the 5th one there, and we're going to just put in 3 double crochets into that same one, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then again come to there's the center point there. We're not gonna touch it. We're gonna come back and double crochet around everything just like we had been before. So 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so now that we have that done, we're going to single crochet into the chain 3 space, like that. And again, it's just like you did before. So the only difference of 3 and 4 is how you're starting. So sometimes it's starting here and then sometimes it's starting here. It all depends on what you're doing with this particular pattern. So let's begin. Let's do the repeat one more time. So we look again. We can skip the amount of stitches if you want, or just look for the center point and go, and you're gonna play on both sides of it. So it's double crochet, the 4th stitch over, and there's 3 of those double crochets in that spot. Okay, chain 3 and then skipping back. So we're gonna go to the one on the other side of that center point. 1, I'm not liking how that's going in there, so I'm just gonna pull back out. It looks like I only got 1 strand of the 2, so it looks pretty sloppy. So you gotta make sure you get both of those when you do it. If you see errors right off the bat, you know, never try to think it's gonna fix itself. I've done enough crochet in my lifetime to know that's true. So we got your 3 in there and then just single crochet into the chain 3. So continue to do that all the way across, and when we come back I'm gonna show you how to do a border, because this is a repeat 3 and 4 for the entire remaining of this block. When you come up all the way to the other side, you just want to double crochet into the top of the chain 3. Just like so. So this is exactly what it's gonna look like at this point. And let's now review and go to the border for this particular block. It's actually really easy, and let's begin to do that next. So let's turn our work and begin to do the border. So the border, we have jagged edges that we have to deal with. So we have a flat edge here, the bottom and the other side, but we don't have any flat edges on this top, do we? So we have to make those flat at this point, and that's what we're gonna do right now. So let's start off by chaining 2. So 1 and 2, and it says double crochet into the first double crochet. So we're gonna double crochet into the first double crochet like so, and then 5 double crochets into the next single crochet. So let's begin. We're going to chain 2 to start, and this is really quite easy. So when we're down in the valleys, the stitches are longer. When we're on top, the stitches are shorter, and we're gonna bring those into balance, and you'll see that in just a sec. So chain 2, 1 and 2, and double crochet into the first double crochet. So we're just gonna double crochet right into the same one like so, and it says 5 double crochets into the next single crochet. Okay, so we're gonna put in 5 double crochets into the next. So when we're doing the border and etc., we have to have all of these rows done. So rows 5 to 18 is repeating rows 3 to 4 7 times. Okay, so you do that, and that's why you see all this writing here. It's me finishing up. So when you get to row number 19, you should have finished row number 3 one more time, and then we start with row number 20. Now in the example that I have right here, I am actually on row number 3 as my finish, and then I'm gonna show you how to do the border, but obviously your block will be much bigger at this point. So let's begin to do the border. So the border is really quite easy. And we're gonna start off by chaining 2, and remember that we do see that there's jagged edges coming up and down, so we have to compensate for that because we have flat edges on this side, the bottom, and the other side, but certainly not this side, and that's what we're gonna be doing within this one here. So we're gonna start off by chaining 2, and we're gonna double crochet into the first double crochet. Okay, so we're gonna double crochet into the first double crochet. Now it says to 5 double crochets in the next single crochet, and the next single crochet is all the way over here, so it's in between the waves that you see. Okay, so we're gonna do 5 double crochets into that spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it says single crochet into the next chain 3 space, which is on top. We're gonna single crochet there, and then it says 5 double crochets in the next single crochet, which is down here. Okay, so how we started was just to basically to get us started, but now that we're in between the waves, it's just really quite easy. So it's 5 double crochets right in the middle of the waves. Once you get those done, single crochet into the chain 3 at the top. So what you're doing here is that you're actually bringing balance. So this is looking a lot more flatter, and when you go to sew it to its neighbor, it's gonna be a lot easier for you to be able to manage. So again, just 5 double crochets in between the waves of the splashing. and then single crochet in the top of the chain 3. So let's continue to do that all the way across, and I'll meet you at the corner and I'll show you what to do at that point. I'm coming up to the end of the row on the top, and when we get to the end we're not going to turn around to go back across this row, but in fact we're gonna go all the way around your block at this point. So your block will be square. Mine's not, because I'm just showing you how to do it. So you're gonna single crochet into the final one here, and in actual fact you're gonna single crochet 2 more times. 1 and 2. So down the sides there are no stitch places to work, so you have to figure out how to put 41 single crochets equally spaced. So you just have to go down and make sure that there's 41, because there's 41 stitches that will be attaching to your neighbor. Okay, so that is just something that you have to work out. Okay, sometimes you have to pull it out, and you're gonna go all the way down, and then the very final one you're gonna put in 3 single crochets once again. Once you get all the way down there, make sure you do count, and then you're gonna come across the bottom like so. So because I had you do the back loop, the back or bottom side is gonna be very easy for you to do. It's gonna look really quite fabulous. And so when you get all the way to the end of this you're going to put in 3 single crochets and then work up the other side and just put 41 equal spaces up on the other side, and that's how you would complete this block. So it's actually really quite easy, and once you just break it down all in sections, and that's it for now. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. This is block number 4 of the 4 block sampler baby.